Hi guys, it's 4 days left until 2025, so I decided to share with you 5 tips that helped me get funded this year after 2 years of being unprofitable. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first tip I think is the most important one that helped me actually get funded is writing a morning plan and a summary of the day for every day that I was trading. So morning plan is essentially when you wake up before London, for example 6:30 or 7 a.m., you spend 10 to 15 minutes analyzing the market. So you look at the previous day, you look at weekly time frame, the normal analysis that you carry out, and then you decide your bias. So if you decide that your bias is bullish for the day, you then write in your plan that I'm expecting price to come to this area where I'll be seeking long positions, or I was expecting price to go to this order block and then do this and then I will enter. Okay, this is plan A. And then you should also write a plan B, which is the opposite of your bias. So in case if the price turns bearish, so in case you're expecting price to take previous daily high and then after that it sweeps previous daily high and starts retracing going lower, you say, okay, so my plan B is if I don't find any long positions before previous daily high is taken, I'm going to look for short positions after previous daily high was swept. Or like it can be any other PD array that you think can provide plan B scenarios, right? That's very, very important because you may find yourself trading throughout the day. So where you just play some really silly trades. And if at the start of the day you were like, okay, I'm gonna long from here, I'm gonna long from there, but you end up just, for example, taking short positions that you never really expected to take. And writing a morning plan and sticking to it for the whole day is really going to help you eliminate these silly trades. And then after every trading day, you write a summary for the day. And this is not journaling, this is like evaluation of your trading day. So you write what went well, what went wrong, and you also write if you took any trades, what was the risk to reward ratio, what could be improved, like were you happy with the trades you've taken, and it's very important to evaluate your performance for the day so that you could do much better the next day. It's always you against you. So as long as you self-reflect on your performance, you have very high chances to be a better version of yourself the next day. So this first tip is very, very important. I think that's what helped me get funded the most. And think of it as a business. So imagine you start a business and for the first 2 or 3 months, you're profitable, you're making a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, in the fourth and fifth month, you start losing money. And instead of focusing on what went wrong, like instead of looking at maybe your marginal costs have increased, maybe your employees are not performing well, maybe your managers are not leading correctly, you start thinking, oh, I should just get more revenue. I should just make more money. I should focus on profits. This really resonates with trading. A lot of people, when they start losing money, when they go on losing streaks, they think the problem is the profits they make. They start taking more trades. They start over trading. They start extending their take profits. They start looking for more risk to reward ratios, which is wrong. It's completely wrong. If your strategy works well, you just need to look within yourself. So as with business, if it's marginal costs or like any other stuff, which is internal stuff within the business, it's the same with trading. You should look maybe at your risk management, maybe at psychology, maybe over trading. Maybe you shouldn't even take in these trades for the whole day. So this is why writing a morning and evening summary is very, very important. The second point is I recommend backtesting every weekend, at least 1 hour a day. In general, you have to backtest for at least 2 years of time. So 2022, 2023 could be an example, just 2 years. The reason for that is you want to see how over the long term your strategy works. So if you haven't done that, you should do that first thing. Okay. Then once you've done that, I recommend backtesting every weekend. This is so you could have your trading strategy in your head. So even when you go to sleep, you could visualize your trading strategy. And when you go on the charts the next morning, you could see your setup forming before it even started to form. Like this comes with experience, but backtesting really helps. Okay, I recommend doing FX replay. This is something I personally use. This is not promoted, anything like that. I think it's just better than trading view. The third tip is you should stick to proper journaling of your trades. This is something I haven't done for a long time. I've only started doing it in September, October, but this was really, really helpful for me. What I mean by proper journaling is not just write your trade P&L and that's it. You have to write your day, the symbol, the RR, the net P&L, how much risk you took on it, and then you write all the confluences on, for example, 15-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame, 1-hour time frame, just list them, and then you write a quick summary. So like, what went well, was it even worth taking the trade, and if you took the trade, are you happy with it? How would you analyze this trade? You know, how would you rate this trade of all other trades that you've taken before? Are you even, in general, are you happy with the trade? And then you should also include a couple screenshots of the trade so that you could go back to it in time and see how well or how bad you did. Okay, self-reflection again is very, very important. There's this saying, if someone asks me what is the best trading book I would recommend, I'd always say that your trading journal is the best trading book you could ever read. This is probably one of the most important things a trader can have. Your trading journal is so important. The fourth tip is risk management. I'm really good in risk management. I always risk 1% per trade. I never risk more than 1%, and sometimes I even risk less than that. After 2% loss per day, I close the charts. I don't entertain the market anymore. I come back the next day. After 5% loss, so after 5 consecutive losses in a row, so in 1 week, I don't trade anymore for that week. So if I lost 2% on Monday, 2% on Tuesday, 1% on Wednesday, then that's it. I'm done for the week. I'm taking a break until Monday next week so that I could, freshen up my mind and come back stronger. And a self-reflection over the weekend and the rest of the Thursday and Friday. And this is really going to help you. Don't overtrade. This is really bad. And also, you should take partials. So, for example, my trading strategy says that I have to look for at least 3 hours per trade, 3 RR. This means that after the price goes above 2 RR on my trade, once I'm 2% in profit, I'm shaving my stop loss and I'm taking partials. So I'm taking I take at least 30%, but you can take 50, 70, it's up to you. But you should always pay yourself. This is why we're doing trading. This would be really unfortunate if you, for example, your TP is at 3%. It goes like 2.8% and then goes back and stops you. That's really, really sad. So in order to eliminate these stupid losses, you can just take partials, shave your stop loss so that you don't lose anything and you're risk free. Always do that, pay yourself, because that's the end goal, right? And the last point I'd like to say is you should create a roadmap for this year, 2025. Roadmap is very important because if you have a plan, you know what to stick to and you working towards your objectives throughout the whole year. So let me give you an example. If you're not funded yet and you're just starting off, first thing you should do, as I said, is backtest your strategy for at least 2 years, right? Once you've done that, you see if your strategy works. If it doesn't work, you change something until it starts to work. Then you buy a very low amount funded account, 5 or 10K, the cheapest one that you can go for, so that you can just grasp the funded account, see how it works, and then get yourself familiar with the platform. Once you pass that, and by the way, if you don't pass it, it's not the end of the world. I failed 5 funded accounts before. So, and there's very, very small probability that you will pass your first account and not blow it before getting the first payout. So if you lose it, it's fine. You have to be prepared for it. Just don't be too stressed about losing an account. So once you've passed your first funded account, you should aim to increase your capital. So you then go for 50 or 100K funded account. Then once you repeat all the steps that I've mentioned in this video, if you stick to all these tips, you, for example, pass your 100K, then you just want to increase the capital further and further. FTMO, for example, provides a good scaling plan opportunity. So if you get 3 or 4 payouts with them, you can get a 300K account, which is really, really good. This way, you don't have to trade as much. Because if your capital is 1 million, then even 2% on 1 million is 20,000. If you take 2% even a month, that's quite a lot of money, right? If you do 2% a week, that's great. So capital is king once you able to pass funded after funded. So set clear objectives for the year. This is really, really realistic. I'm saying from my experience. I was planning to pass my funded account. I recorded a video in September, or I think it was October. I was planning to pass my funded account by summer 2025, and I passed it in a month, from making that video. And then I got my first payout in 2 weeks after that. So it's all realistic. I think in half a year, if you lock in from 1st of January, if you lock in, work really hard, do all the tips that I've mentioned in this video, really stick to them, because at the end of the day, it's you against you. The more work you do, the higher chance you have again of becoming successful in trading. That's pretty much all the tips that I wanted to give you before the start of 2025. I generally believe that if you stick to these tips, you have really high chance of getting funded in 2025. So I wish you all happy new year. And remember, if you have any questions or you want to contact me, don't hesitate to write a comment under this video or just contact me on Instagram. Bye.